Right? We have a special guest with us today who has been a businessman who has worked in the field for many, many years. He's honored by many, known by many, and so it's a blessing to have him here as a speaker today. Mr. Don LaPlume, welcome to the stage.
Computer-generated world where truly anything is possible. You see, you're walking around here and you're meeting people that you might never have met. And unlike on a web meeting such as a Zoom, and by the way, I use Zooms, I'm not knocking Zoom when I say this, but it's two-dimensional. You see a headshot of somebody and you can see them speaking, and maybe you can speak to them, or you might get stepped on by somebody else because they're speaking at the same time you are. However, it's a very different experience. It's two-dimensional, just like television is typically two-dimensional. But here...
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm getting super excited. I'm feeling a fly. Come on. Okay, I just had to let my spirit soar here for a minute. All right, now, going back to what I was saying, guys. I'm just going to hover here for a minute just so we're clear. Because I got to get this energy out. And being a fairy godmother, that's all about what it is, right? Now, here in VR, I can fly whenever I want to. And it makes me be me, part of my authentic self. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the science.
Great question, because everybody who is attending this event, and I will share it with anybody who's watching right now, if you text the word GOAL, GOAL, to the number 866-926-4020, I have gifts there for you. It actually is from
the field. I've managed to create my my own kind of lane where I use a sports-based platform to do it from. So I feel like that's something that not only is good for me, but it'd be good for guys. It's just like, oh, well, this guy is in the sports field, and you know, they're used to going down to the fishing camp and talking to each other while they're...
That was like a very short time. I had that nailed in like an hour or two. I'm still, you know, bumping into walls occasionally and jumping off of buildings, but most of that is simply because I use a controller on like an Xbox controller, and the joystick is really, really tight.
How do I use this product? What can I do? Or I'm looking to do this. You know, is this possible with this solution?
Fantastic.
So it's just a well-rounded way to be able to help businesses grow, and people need to focus on growing a business. They don't need to focus on the little things that are around to help grow the business when they've got somebody to help them and solutions to help.
Awesome. So if I wanted to refer some clients your way, how would they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me.
Okay, well, this is my favorite son. Of course, he's my only son. He's 22 years old. And actually, he's the reason why I got into network marketing in the first place. When he was 17, he thought that was the best way for anybody, you know, cost effective for it to get into business and really change your lifestyle and your life around. Yeah. So he has a digital marketing agency. And what he's doing with Flying Low, but he realized a lot of our local...
And you mentioned to me how you came up with the DTM. Can you share with the with your viewers what DTM means? I know it was I know it's called Don't Tell Marv, right?
Don't Tell Marv. Yes.
How did you come up with that name?
Okay, what Don't Tell Marv is that what I did is I was working for a company. I won't say the company name. But I was working for them as a contractor, and I worked there for a whole year, and I was doing a great job. They said, well, after 12 months, we're going to hire you on. So the day before Christmas was my 12th month. They said, hey, Marv, we want you to take over our phone system in our IT department, and I want you to move to Vegas. I said, I can't move to Vegas. I said, because I have a family here. So he said, well, you know, we really...
Foreign countries where they're exposed. Agent Orange is a chemical, a dioxin that was sprayed in Vietnam back in the 60s and 70s. And it affected over 2.5 million veterans. So can you imagine how many veterans' DNA was altered in that
Let's really use that connection and see how we can help each other. So I picked up some tools there. And then, of course, I reached out to you in virtual reality. And it's the culmination of 14 years of my work, because being able to bring all of these ways to connect people together, I feel like I found a home here. So thank you, Robert, for giving me that opportunity.
Absolutely. So fantastic, Shelley. So how would one get a hold of you? What is the process when you bring on a new client?
When I bring on a new client, usually we've had conversations about, what they're having problems with, whether it's connecting to new people, whether it's staying connected to the clients that they currently have.
Where does the buck stop? When you recognize that, hey, you know what, the buck's going to stop with me. And the cool thing about that is when you begin to make those changes within yourself, your DNA changes. So your DNA is going to impact your siblings. It's going to impact your parents, your aunts, your uncles. It's going to impact your children, your grandchildren, and everyone coming into the future. So it doesn't just...
Leila's just hanging out.
Yeah. You gotta stay cool, man. You gotta stay cool.
Here, I switched it up a bit.
Okay, Lynn's got something going over there. Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Nightingale, what are you doing?
I'm being a Supergirl.
Tiny is stretch
There we go.
Tiny's being stretch
All right. This is awesome.
Go Patty, go Patty. Mostly the importance is knowing and understanding that you are not alone. This is not an isolated situation. This happens to many, many women across the board. Again, as I mentioned, I have doctors and nurses and attorneys that have come forward and shared their story with me. So please do not be embarrassed or
problems that publishing companies out there.
Set up a consultation either on Zoom or however works best for them, maybe WhatsApp, depending on what part of the world they're on, because we are global, which is kind of really fantastic. Yeah, and then also too, I have a website, Majestic Media Solutions.
Yeah, we can if you guys want to.
Hey, I'm always punchy early in the morning.
Dorothy, who's an author, said VR is visual, is not really a visual medium at all. And I quote, he says, VR is not really a visual medium at all. It is an experiential one. We aren't so much watching or listening to content, we are immersed directly in it. And when I read that, I was like, yep, he's got it.
Yeah, that's
the nail on the head there.
Yeah, that's a good quote. I want to ask you about this hat thing, okay? You said there was different people involved, different hats that you wear. So you shared with me the hat that you wear. What are some of the other hats that these other people...
Take 3! From the director.
Well, it's like it's an event. You're coming into the event. You don't know me. You're just coming up to my table and you want to know about me.
Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Wait, yeah, you're at somebody else's table. Okay.
Ooh, interesting. Tell me about the Beverly Zymet show.
Oh, hey, fairy godmother. Thank you for stopping by. The Beverly Zymet show got started a few months ago, and basically what we're talking about is being the best you that you can be. And there's so many avenues that you can take that. So we interview different people from all over the world and what they do, and really share stories about their struggles and how they moved on through things to become that better them, and to pick up the pieces. And it helps to give everyone hope out there that may be challenging or being in struggles with business or maybe in a relationship or just with life, even with themselves, not understanding who they are. But when they hear other people's stories and they came out ahead of the game and all of a sudden, started living life to its fullest, they started being successful in business, it helps to give hope. And that's kind of what the show is all about, to show people and to help people understand that they aren't alone in the world, and that if someone else can do it, so can they, and to be able to bring together a collaboration of people, men or women, to work together in knowing that there's hope in the world and they aren't alone, basically, that there is support out there, and to be able to reach out to find it.
Wow, that is super powerful. I am definitely going to make sure I check out that show. I'm looking at these books here in front of me. Did you write these as well?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And they basically kind of incorporate alongside the show, with the power formula actually goes into a lot of the science behind things, why our minds kind of have all this brain chatter, why the emotional upsets in our world, and how we allow emotions to rule our actions and our activities and maybe hold us back from being all that we can be. And working through that, there's actually little programs in there that you can utilize on your own to start breaking through some of the emotional upset. And then the other book here, Which Side of the Fence Are You On?, really kind of delves deep into the opposites of emotion. So you have sadness and you have joy. How do you move out of sadness and get to joy? Because you can't have both at the same time. Let's say maybe you're in fear and have anxieties, how you can get out of that and move into confidence and moving into self-trust. So it's all about the opposites of the emotion and really starting to understand that, and what the opposite is, to move yourself out of chaos and into harmony. So
wow, that sounds like I need a copy, because that can totally transform my life right now. And I'm assuming I can purchase it here?
If you run your little mouse over that and you put it on the book, it'll actually take you to a link where you can purchase it.
Fantastic. What's this little green box?
Oh, this little green box is, I'm glad you asked, because it's what helps me to kind of organize my business and put things on animation. It's MindMe is a text messaging program that goes beyond text messaging. It actually incorporates email messaging as well. It also gives you an opportunity to use for long codes or short codes to get a message out by texting a word to a certain number and receive information. So like I could say, if you are interested in wanting to know more about this event that you see us in right now, it's called DBI, Digital Business International, and we are at an event show. So if you text the letters DBI to 888-527-7146, 888-527-7146, automatically it sends them a link to where they can get more information.
I want to talk primarily about how you have used techniques of law of attraction or other techniques to change your life for the better. I want to hear your story. I want to know what worked for you. And if you've got a business that helps people, by all means, feel free to promote it as well.
Oh, that sounds exciting. So, and how do I do this? I just click your sign over here?
Exactly. Where it says get your free 15-minute wish manifestation consultation, click on that. And there in the comments, just write.
Well, right now I've at that, but somehow I'm further away from me than I've ever been. And normally I'm able to get closer to me, so then I can have the camera right in behind me, so I can see.
Hey, Robert.
Wide view.
It's a specific item for resets. It might exist. I'm still relatively new. I don't know how long you have to be in here to not be new, but
I want to float around is all I care about, like Linda's.